Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be walking you guys through how my portfolio has been performing. In case you're new here, my goal is to invest $10 into the stock market every single day. Now, I'm not investing into a particular ETF or stock every single day, but I want to invest $10 every single day. And to me, it's building a long-term habit. Granted, maybe $10 every single day isn't going to yield any crazy results, but I'm here to show you guys how that is doing overall. I'm going to walk you through my portfolio, what I've been buying as of recent, especially with how the market's been performing. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to put my portfolio right here for you guys so you can follow along and look at what it is that I'm seeing on my phone. So I've been throwing $10 into Robinhood every single day, and as of late, a lot of the Bitcoin and the crypto in general is what kind of boosted the portfolio performance, but honestly, up until yesterday, it was quite a wild ride. We saw Ethereum skyrocket, we saw Bitcoin sitting pretty stagnant from where it was at about 118, and then all of a sudden it was 124. It was pretty crazy. And then Dogecoin kind of going from about that 20-cent range to I think a high of 25 last night, which, as you can see, I have $976 in my portfolio currently. But yesterday, if we go over here at about 8 p.m. is when we hit the peak of over $1,000, which was really cool to see, because if I had just left this account alone like it had been, it would not be at $1,000. But because we've been actively investing that $10 every single day for a month now, which is pretty cool, we've seen some gains over, the course of this past 30 days. So I'm going to my stocks and ETFs portion specifically, and right now we can see I have $422.30 invested, and these are my current holdings. I've done a lot of selling and trading as of recent to kind of clean up my portfolio and how I want to be diversified for myself. And again, this is just for me, and I just find joy in sharing it with all of you guys so you guys can see, maybe even give me pointers, but in no way is this meant to be financial advice to you guys. So in my current holdings, I have the largest holding being SPY. I have about $218 invested in SPY, or 0.33 shares. I have IXUS for some international exposure. I know that some people say that it's a little conservative to have such large exposure to the international market, but again, that's just what works for me, and I'm comfortable with that. So I like to maintain a relatively decent sized holding of an international ETF. My choice is IXUS. If you guys have been following along over the past month, you know that I was originally in VXUS, but have since changed to IXUS. The story behind it, to keep it short and simple, is I had an Acorns account. I finally completed my transfer of assets. Within Acorns, I was pretty heavily invested into IXUS, so since the asset transfer over, I just kept IXUS, sold off the $80 of VXUS I had at one point, and it just makes it a lot easier and cleaner in my portfolio. And then last but not least, I have some QQQ at $87.34, which is relatively small, or on par, honestly, with how my account is as of right now. But as you can see, overall, I have $422 invested. If we go back to the previous month's performance, we're up about $10.13 overall, but we're up about $10.13 overall, which is really cool to see that we've at least had some positive gains. And then if we even go back to the 3-month period, which is a little bit more reflective, I feel like, of where I was at prior to starting this challenge. It's not anything crazy, of course, but again, we do have a $30 gain, and we've thrown in a total of, let's see, it's been about 32 days, $10 every day. I'll do the math for you guys. A little over $300. So if we scroll down to the history section of my Robinhood account, you guys can see every single day so far it's been that $10 investment. and it's alternating between I buy SPY, I'll buy QQQ, I'll buy SCHD at one point, and as of late, or as I was previously mentioning, I sold about $84 of VXUS and have then since bought IXUS to make my portfolio cleaner and easier to track, because as I mentioned, I don't just do investing on Robinhood. I like to do Robinhood for just kind of that side fun $10 every single day challenge of mine, but I also do invest in Fidelity, and that's where most of my individual and Roth IRA are. Although I have been hearing online that Robinhood matches your IRA contributions, so let me know if you guys have heard about that. I'm going to do my own research, of course, but just curious, because if not, I'm just curious, because if so, that's a pretty neat deal. I mean, I don't know many brokerages that match your contribution, so that would be really nice to see. Again, it's just cool to see what the power of consistency can do, and the power of being intentional with your money, because honestly, I wasn't this mindful of where my money was going. Again, I did keep a budget to keep myself in line, but I was never tracking my investments. I was not actively, making sure my portfolio was how I wanted it to be. I just kind of assumed that if I left the money in there, it would do the work on its own. And to an extent, it does. Compound interest is a thing, but you have to always be monitoring what's going on in your account, unless you have something like Acorns where they do the investing for you. But the reason why I left Acorns was because I didn't want to keep paying the subscription. I felt like it was about time that I can control and manage my own portfolio without giving them the added fees associated with the account. So that's why I just moved everything over to Fidelity, and am going to contribute and that's why I'm going to continue contributing the $10 every single day into Robinhood. Is just kind of that fun side hustle of mine that I use my side hustle money for. So it's a win-win in my scenario, and I'm just happy to give you guys the update as to how the portfolio has been performing. And again, I'm still trying to figure out what it is that I want to be able to share more with you guys about, whether that be budget, overall just saving, how I track my spending. And I just want to share more with you guys about the side hustles that I do to be able to actively throw $10 into the market every single day, as well as just continue to build my savings account, because I do have three main goals, which are to save up for a down payment on a house, continue to save for retirement, and max out my Roth IRA every single year. I have started a little late with the Roth, so my contributions are a little bit higher than they normally would be for the year, at about $700 a month, but that's in order for me to max it out at $7,000 for the full year. Normally that would maybe be about $550, I believe, to do $7,000 in a year over the span of 12 months. So that'll be nice to have that extra $150 to possibly throw towards other ETFs of mine in my individual account, rather than everything having to go into my Roth IRA to play catch up, so to speak. So I'm excited to be able to figure out a better way of sharing that with you guys, rather than just kind of throwing everything out at the camera right now. So I hope that this update gave you guys plenty of information as to how the portfolio has been performing. As you can see, we're really close to hitting that 1,000 mark and staying at it, rather than just kind of hitting it and then going back down. We do owe a lot of that to the performance of cryptocurrencies as of recent in my Robinhood portfolio. I haven't started investing in Bitcoin or Ethereum or Doge basically since I've opened up the Robinhood account to specifically invest in those. If I had been doing $10 every day since then, who knows where the account would be as of right now. But we just have to keep chugging along with what we've been doing, and maybe at some point when this crypto hype kind of dies down a little bit, because I do think it's a little overvalued, or not overvalued I should say, but rather I could enter in at a lower price than what it's at right now. So I don't want to get too carried away by starting to shift where my investment goes, although it is always nice to just kind of stay up to date with everything and make sure that my money is actively working for me rather than just kind of sitting around. I do have some interesting maneuvers I want to make within my account that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, and I'll document everything so that way it's transparent and you guys can just sort of see for yourselves what it is that I'm doing and do your own research and see if it makes sense for you. I'm excited to share that. That'll be coming out in the next couple of days, hopefully. That's all I have for today, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and comment what you want to see down below. And if anybody has questions below, leave them and I'm more than happy to respond. Again, I want to make this a fun community where everybody can kind of engage with each other. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.